Humans have chased immortality for thousands of years, through monuments carved into stone, through books passed down across generations, through legacy built on the shoulders of those who came before. But what if immortality no longer requires a body? What if it no longer requires breath or heartbeat or the warmth of a living hand? What if it only requires data? What if an algorithm could outlive you? Not just stored, not just archived, learned, studied, modeled, replicated. The way you structure a sentence when you are tired versus when you are excited. The way you respond to news that surprises you. The jokes you repeat to different people in different rooms, slightly adjusted each time. The things you search for at 2 in the morning when no one is watching. The music you return to when something breaks inside you. You may think you are simply living your life, moving through moments, making choices, but underneath all of that, something else is happening. You are generating data, enormous, intricate, deeply personal data. These are not comfortable questions, but they are real ones. They study behavior, they observe repetition, they identify the subtle tendencies that even you might not notice in yourself. Over time, with enough data, a system can begin to predict how you would respond to a question you have never been asked before. It can anticipate the words you would choose, the tone you would take, the hesitation before a difficult answer. Not your face, not your fingerprints, your pattern. The invisible architecture of how you think and communicate. And this is where the question becomes genuinely difficult to answer. If a system can predict your responses with enough accuracy, if it can replicate the rhythm of your reasoning, if it can mirror the texture of your personality across thousands of different scenarios, what does that do to grief? What does that do to identity? What does that do to the very meaning of being gone? Systems trained on hours of recorded speech can now generate new sentences in a person's voice with their cadence, their pauses, their inflection. Personality simulation is being explored in research labs and private companies across the world. Digital memory archives, platforms designed to preserve not just photographs, but the way a person communicated, the way they expressed love or frustration or curiosity, these are no longer theoretical. They are being built right now. Some of them are already available. The question is no longer whether we can build these things. That ship has sailed. The question is what happens when they become indistinguishable from you. When someone who loved you cannot tell the difference between a memory and a simulation. When a child grows up speaking to a version of a parent they never met, a version that responds, adapts, and feels present. There is no clean answer. But the fact that we are asking the question at all tells us something important about where we are headed. It may not mean the body persisting, the consciousness continuing in some unbroken stream. It may mean something quieter, something stranger. It may mean becoming predictable enough to be recreated. Think about that for a moment. Every time you were consistent, every time you responded in a way that was distinctly, recognizably you were contributing to a model. A model that, with enough refinement, could continue operating long after the original is gone. If your thoughts can be modeled, if your speech patterns can be mapped, if your emotional responses can be approximated with enough precision, does a version of you continue? Not in a spiritual sense, not in a metaphysical sense, in a computational sense. Would you want your digital self to live forever? Science has not solved that problem yet, and perhaps it never will. But the future may preserve your behavior. The accumulated weight of how you moved through the world, how you loved, how you argued, how you laughed, how you made decisions under pressure, how you changed your mind. Long after you are gone, the algorithm may still be answering, still responding to messages, still offering the kind of comfort or challenge or humor that was distinctly, unmistakably yours.